Very warm welcome to you, Rajiv, and a very warm welcome to you, Arun. First time, I believe Arun is also present. Is a kind of three people podcast. It's going to be very interesting, and I look forward to this discussion. Cool. Rajiv, I want to give you the clarity why we are doing this kind of activity. So there is a lot of knowledge has to go to the people who are looking for the right kind of entry into certain segments. And you already are into that segment. For example, this podcast is more related with ethanol, right? So we want to bring that, give that platform and bring that knowledge to those people. It is specifically related with awareness and knowledge. That is our perspective behind it. So let me just start, Rajiv. I really want to understand your journey. You're so young. You have achieved so much in such a young age. What was your journey, Rajiv, till now? And when did you join GM Group? And also share some GM Group's journey with us.
I am Rajiv Gowdara, GL, Director of GM Sugar Energy Ltd. I started my schooling in Bangalore itself, in Jain International School. I studied there until I was 10th grade. Then for the next 11th and 12th, I tried the IB program, that is the International Baccalaureate program, that is world recognized. After that, I went on to my further studies abroad in the US, in a renowned university, Purdue University, which is in the Midwest of United States. I did my Bachelor of Science in Economics and Finance with entrepreneurship there. I completed my education just short about 1 year before, and I graduated in 2020. So right after my graduation, because it was COVID, I had to come back to India. I had plans to go for an MBA, but then we had this government scheme for the ethanol industry, and we were already into sugar. We were already into multiple industries with GM Group, my family businesses. So we're from agriculture to industries like sugar, and we had food and beverages manufacturing. We have a university, and we have real estate multiple in Bangalore, and also 2 hospitals in Bangalore. So when this government scheme for ethanol had emerged and the government was very proactive in it, this was a good opportunity at that time in 2020. So we also ventured into another sugar factory of about 10,000 tons per day crushing, and we went into about 550,000 liters of ethanol per day. When we entered into this industry, because the government has interest subvention scheme, and there are multiple policies that support the procurement of ethanol produced from various feedstocks. Then we also ventured into a multi-feed conversion of the plant from sugar and molasses. We now also can do ethanol from maize and broken rice. This is one of the government's pet policies of the country. It was a good time right after my graduation. And it was a very good experience for me to enter into such a industry with the government being so proactively involved. And it helped me set up the plant very fast.
You ventured into it, and even the company ventured into ethanol. It's 1 year only, or the company started little early?
So company was already into sugar manufacturing, sugar and molasses and cogeneration power. It was since 2021 or 22 actually, when we started the operations, that we ventured into ethanol. So because the government policies came in 2021, and we started the plant along with the government policies. So the plant took time to set up, about 18 months. So we could start the production of ethanol in 2023.
It's been approximately 2 years, I believe, now. Rajiv, any interesting anecdote, something you have in your memory in last 2 years has given a better momentum to the company? Any that kind of memory you have in last 2 years?
There are multiple instances. When we are finalizing the machinery, we had multiple visits to different companies that are already into this. This is not something that we are doing something unique. It is something that we are replicating in a better way than most.
One memory of strength?
So I think it was mainly visiting multiple factories in India and seeing how the plants were performing and how different machineries, and gaining more experience from them.
So you did the ground job. That is what you're saying before getting into it. Fantastic. So Arun, we also have you. I do not have to give you an introduction. People already know you, right? Your country head FAMSUN. But still, I request you please introduce yourselves. And I also request you to please give your perspective about what are the FAMSUN's contribution currently is into ethanol industry.
Okay. Still, I'll just introduce myself. I am Arun Kumar. I'm heading FAMSUN India. And this is FAMSUN First series of podcast. It's a great opportunity for people to learn more informative things about the latest trends in the industry. I think today is a wonderful opportunity with Mr. Rajiv from GM Group giving us the basic insights about ethanol industry. So you'll have a lot of inputs to take away from here. Mr. Rajiv, I think he briefed about the incentives of the government of India in the ethanol industry. How FAMSUN aligns with this is we have a machine called hammerman, the grinder. That was actually a backbone. That was the first machine developed by FAMSUN. So since then, we've done a lot of R&D with grinders and other machines related to it. So the next industry closest to the grinding equipment was the animal feed industry. After animal feed industry, we kept adding on machineries, and now we are into ethanol. So our basic product portfolio supports all these industries, whether it is animal feed, grain cleaning, grain milling, or ethanol industry. And of late, since there are many inquiries generating in India for ethanol, so we've been supporting by giving good equipment. These equipment have a lot of R&D behind it, which gives good performance, price to performance ratio. And this is how we are helping entrepreneurs, not just giving machinery, but we are also giving in a lot of input data about how you can plan your project in a very efficient way, right from the scratch. Even if they are small entrepreneurs having to do a greenfield project, we help them with consultation, advice on machinery, how to run them, and how to draw up the whole plan.
Great. Rajiv, I want to take your perspective on this. You talked about government policies, right? And how those government policies helped the industry as a whole. Just share your point of view, how the policies are changing the ethanol scenario in India.
So, as I mentioned, we were already into sugar and molasses production and as a traditional sugar industry. Since 2007, we were already operating one sugar unit of 5,000 tons per day in central Karnataka. So when you see the policy shift from 2019, when the government really started the proactive movement in the ethanol schemes, it's changed the whole dynamics of the industry. Before, we used to worry a lot about sugar prices falling, fluctuating, and then there were huge stocks in every sugar mill with sugar being not sold, or we had to find buyers. But when the government came up with this ethanol scheme, it improved the cash flow and liquidity position of every company in the industry. Because ethanol is a byproduct. It started as a byproduct, but now has become a main product. So it changed the number of operating days of a sugar industry. It increased it initially through molasses operations. Then slowly the government started with sugarcane operations. And now, even with the grain addition, a sugar company in India, which is I think in thousands of numbers, anybody can increase their plant operations for 365 days with just additional investment into grain ethanol and CBG plants. There are multiple options right now, all through government incentives of the policies.